Morning, how you doing? Okay, today's video I'm going to talk about love. So, obviously if I'm going to do all these videos that I do and everything, it's because I'm passionate about something that I want to teach about. And originally that was love. And people that have known me long enough, there's been many times I've expressed that I wished I could give courses on how to love one another. It started from the movie Jesus of Nazareth. Not a lot of people know me well enough to know that I freaking love that movie. It's a 6-hour long movie, and there's been many attempts to make better Jesus movies. I know Jesus isn't quite as popular as he used to be these days, but you know, whether Jesus is God or isn't God or is half God or blah blah blah, he's cool. Kind of like, have you heard the song by the Doobie Brothers, Jesus is just alright? Jesus is just alright to me. You know, Jesus is a cool motherfucker, alright? To say the least. And he's just completely misrepresented and everything, but the reason why I just naturally was such a loving person is because I connected with there's two shows. Roots, you know, I was really into reading Rainbows, and the guy on it's the same guy, LeVar Burton, whatever his name is the same guy that's on the movie Roots. You know, before Kunta Kinte becomes big and strong, he's LeVar Burton. You know, if you've ever seen, I think they've redone that too. But the old movie Roots and the old movie Jesus of Nazareth, both of those just pierced me right down into my soul. And even, you know, even before I was so much a Christian, I've always been trying to love using the outline and the course, you know, like it's a college course that Jesus teaches how to love one another. And and that's a pretty good one, but it's not. It has its major problems, its major flaws. So, like, if your goal is to love one another like Jesus, you know, you're gonna follow that same course where you're gonna be too much of a people pleaser, you know. But then, so if you go through a phase where you realize that loving like Jesus says isn't working for you as good as it was supposed to, then you mature and you learn new things, and then you realize that you just was looking at it the wrong way, you know. So that's really where I am right now. I'm learning how to not like people, you know. Like at work, I work with someone at work that I don't like her. I just don't like her at all. She's just negative. She never says anything positive. She you know, like everything's always my fault, and just like, it's just, oh my hell. Oh, she's just like so such a horrible person, you know. And that is so good. It's such a wonderful opportunity, because I'm realizing that, you know what, I've never worked with someone that I didn't like, but I've worked with a lot of people in my lifetime that I probably shouldn't have liked, you know. But I never knew that I was allowed to not like people. I thought that Jesus would be mad at me. So I've always loved everybody, and I've always even liked everybody everywhere I go, all the time. No matter how horrible the person is, I've always loved them and liked them. You know, and I'm realizing now that's just that's not good. Jesus said to love your enemies, so that means you're supposed to have enemies. You know, you just got to kind of read between the lines. And if just like Jesus is not liking people as often as he's liking them. He loves everybody. The true definition of love is, of course, is to overstand, to understand, you know, to become one with. Ego is to separate from the oneness. So the opposite of ego is love, which is to be one with and to understand. And so Jesus loves everybody, loves his enemies, but has enemies. Loves everybody, but Jesus does not like everybody. If you read the story again, there's a lot of people that Jesus does not like. Okay? In the book of Ecclesiastics, and it was made a song in the 60s, to every season, turn. Did you know that's actually the book of Ecclesiastics, one of the chapters? It's taken right out of the Bible. To every season, there is a time and a place for everything. A time for love, a time for hate, a time for war, a time for peace. So you're not an expert at love unless you hate. Okay? So that's like shocking nowadays. Everybody's like trying to prove that I'm a lover, not a fighter. I love. It's all, well, who do you hate? Well, I don't hate anybody. I'm a lover. Then you don't know how to love. There can be no love without hate. There can be no joy without sadness. It's not really how the universe works. The universe doesn't have all of one thing, Things work in polarities, And things work in a balance with that polarity. So that's just a big thing with me right now, is I isolate. I'm a loner and I'm isolating, but a lot of the reason I'm isolating is because I just need this time to recharge my batteries, to redefine myself, to reorganize myself, to reorganize my witchcraft, to reorganize my religious beliefs and theologies, to reorganize my philosophies, to reorganize my art and my music, to reorganize. I threw everything. When I moved into this apartment, I threw away 87% of everything I owned. I walked in this place with like 3 suitcases, and left more than 2 dumpsters. I left 1 full dumpster full of just clothes because I love to buy clothes. I filled an entire dumpster full of women's clothes. You're like, oh my hell. And I filled a dumpster probably half of the way full of books. And that's what it mostly was women's clothes and books. I just threw away just tons of it. You're like, why didn't you give it away? Well, I don't have a car. So I couldn't drive it to the DI or anything, and I had to move out fast. So I had to throw everything away. I wished I could have given it away. There were some really cool books I threw away, priceless books that are out of print and everything, but I didn't really have a choice, but I threw everything away. And I've started over again. I've got all new posters on my wall. I've got very little things that I have are old. Almost everything I have right now is only like between 3 and 4, at the most a year old, And so I'm just a total rebirth, reorganizing everything, because I've learned so much in transitioning and everything. And kind of at the latter end of it, some of the best things are happening right at the end, But for the next stage, I got to go out and I got to go find my new friends and my new family and my new people, because I isolate, but it's going to become soon the time for me to go out and find my people, And that's why I hope that the universe, it's the universe's plan to keep me alive for a while yet, because I'm kind of a virgin in that area, I know how to like everybody, but I don't know how to dislike everybody. I mean, not everybody. I don't know how to dislike some of the people. You can't be a good friend, and you can't be a good lover if you love everybody and you're friends with everybody. I didn't know that before. This new mental level of mental health and everything is gonna make me a better friend and a better lover. But you know, I kind of wonder, like, maybe I'm not so, maybe I won't figure it out. You know, maybe it's too late. You know, and stuff like that. But I've got, maybe not. If someone else were to say that, I'd say, oh no, come on. You know, so if I look at myself in third person, but I've got a lot to learn. Like, I don't even know what a friend is, dude. Like, you call them up and you say, hey, can I come over? Or like, that's just like, I can't relate with that behavior, you know? Like, why would you ever go to someone's house or meet with someone and go do something with somebody? I can't even, it's been so long since I've done that, I can't even imagine myself doing that, you know? Like, hey, I want to go to the mall today. Do you want to come with me? Like, how selfish. But it's not selfish, that's normal. And it's just like weird, and got so much to learn, you know? But right now, I've made the major victory of learning to dislike people. I think of my buddy Rick, you know, horrible Rick. That's a total narcissist and a terrible person, but has so many wonderful lessons to learn. You know, Rick, he always says, "I'm sorry, your opinion basically means nothing to me," and that's what I say. Like with this woman that I don't like, that I work with, you know, when she gives her every day, numerous times a day, when she gives her opinion how I'm this horrible worker through secret code, you know, who did this, you know, knowing who did it, what were they thinking, you know, making an example of me, and you know, giving her opinion, you know, like, that's always so stupid. You know, nobody's expected to be perfect, you know, and overlooking all the good I did, and all the service I gave to her and everything. She's just making a fool of herself, and making it obvious that I shouldn't care what her opinion is. And so I just say that, you know, I just kind of repeat. I think of Rick and I just say, wow, you know, she doesn't. In the past, I'd be defensive or angry, you know, but I don't get angry or defensive anymore. I finally have learned that most people's opinion means very little to me. Very, 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 very little to me. It's just, you know, hey, you're really just a man, and you think you're a woman. It's like, you know, morons will be morons, moron. I don't care what you think. Are you going to go wallow in the mud with the pigs and eat the cud, or, well, I don't know. It's just, get out of my face, idiot, you know? It's like, oh, you called someone an idiot, that means that you're a horrible person and you think you're better than other people. Again, fine, you can have that opinion, but just recognize your opinion means nothing to me. You can think I'm those things. I don't give a shit at all. It don't matter. Be a little weakling that thinks that you can't like people. Be a little weakling that thinks what other people think matters. I don't give a shit. I've learned better than that. I know that's not the way to do it.